Hi folks, Dr. Hopewell and Dr. Lynn back again with the next installment of our screencast for the introduction section of your draft proposal.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next subsection of your introduction, significance of the study. Again, the heading is pretty clear. You're wanting to tell the reader, this is why this is important. And so you want to present it in terms of why is it important in terms of, for instance, reading. Why is reading important to student learning? If there's a specific reason that it's important, perhaps to your school district. Maybe the school district has identified the focus of your study is tied to something that the district has identified as a priority for students in your school. You want to call attention to that. Back that up. Here's a way to insert another resource into your references section. If it's indicated as a priority on your school website or a document that your principal has provided to you, you can use that and back that statement up. And also, you want to call attention to what the review of literature said, that there is a need for further investigation of how to support struggling readers. Support those statements with citations whenever possible. This isn't just your opinion. Again, this is what the literature, what professionals and you are saying as to why this is important. Definition of terms, Dr. Hopewell.
You know, this is a very simple thing. I would go ahead and build this into your introduction and then consider if there's any term that someone who's not familiar with education or your study in particular needs to know, that those terms would go in here. And don't feel like you have to get this right from the very beginning. Put the section in there. You may have some obvious ones. This student had, kinesthetic, multiple intelligences. Those were obvious terms for them. You may add to this as you go. And then as you have someone proofread this, then they may say, what's this word mean, or that sort of thing. That'd be a good indication that it needs to go into the definition of terms. Bottom line, I had a professor once tell me, you want to put this in here. If you gave this to your mother and you provided your mother's not an educator, and they read it and they would need to know what terms were, that's how you build this term section. That's also a good guide for just the introduction overall. You really are bringing the person from pretty much ground zero up to an understanding of your topic to the point where they can move through your paper and understand what's happening.
Okay, the other thing that I would add to the definition of terms and a suggestion that I shared with Casey is look at your purpose statement, look at your research questions. If there's terminology in those that are really important to the reader's understanding, insert those in your definition of terms. For example, multimodal learning might be something that Casey was very familiar with, other teachers might not be, but her mother may not be, or her husband. And it's in her purpose. So it's really important that the reader understand what that term means. So she's going to add that to her definition of terms. Okay, on to the next subsection. This is actually the last subsection of your introduction chapter. We'll call it that for simplicity. And that's limitations. Basically, what you're doing in this one short paragraph is saying, I'm not pretending that I'm doing a study that's going to change the way all first grade readers across the world learn. And you're identifying that there are specific limitations that are unique to your study that will make the findings very unique to your study, and that they cannot be applied, or the terminology that we use in research is that very last sentence, will limit the generalizability of this study to other student populations. She's saying here, she's upfront, I want to find out something that makes me a better teacher, that helps me support student learning. I'm going to share what I learned, but I'm not pretending that I'm going to change the whole world of education.
So that brings us to the end of your introduction section. We really hope that these videos have been helpful to you. Again, these are issues that tend to come up time and time again with students in the past, and so we wanted to address these now to get you a little further down the road in your writing before we get to that potential coaching session in the next module. Thanks very much.
Thanks.